Welcome to the Rockhound Podcast. This week we have a new guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lauren. My channel is Rocks for Brains.
Welcome to the
Welcome,
channel.
Lauren. So good to have you here. And welcome to everybody who's out there. Thank you so much for viewing again if you are a returning guest. And then, of course, all of you that are new, make sure to let us know where you're viewing from, be it by car or by foot while you're rock hounding or however you're viewing us, or just listening. I'm Karen from Ozone Fine Art Ventures, and this is Chico. He wanted to say hi again. Hey.
He's already like exponentially larger than last time.
He is. He's growing so fast.
He's so
he
cute.
Eats everything. And Theo, who are you today?
Well, this week I am Roger, and my channel is stick figure tutorials, and I actually brought some examples this week. So this right here is alarmed. But the cool thing about stick figures is they're kind of open to interpretations. So he could also be raising the roof. This one is pondering, and this one's sad or just rock hunting.
Oh,
these ones are free. To get any more in-depth tutorials, you have to join memberships on the channel, which is $9,000 for platinum level. But then you can get more stick figure tutorials.
It's a good deal.
Kyle, oh yeah, I always forget my next line. Kyle, who are you?
I am Dr. Mild Kyle, and we would like 1 million subscribers. Ta-da!
Nice.
Welcome to the channel.
Off to a great start.
Karen, who are our shout outs this week?
All right. Well, we have Rick from Rock and Roll Rockhound wants everyone to know that his band is back out gigging. So find out where he is anywhere in the country and go see them. Congrats for getting back out there. And I know a lot of people are feeling that liberation as well, that we can finally go out and do some of the things that we'd love to do. And so Paul the Rockhound wants Me Minor on because we had some shouts for Me Minor, some requests for him to be on the show. And so too did Jolene want to see Me Minor. So we're working on it. And then Mary Beth from Wisconsin, she, oh, thanks for the comments on Ochiko. He's like, wandering around back there looking for something to chew on. And Claude from Kalgoorlie. I said it right. Said that we needed a TARDIS so that we could travel. We were talking last week with Jesse about needing to be able to zip on over to Australia, and he wanted to be able to zip on over and be able to take anything that he finds with him back. And so there was a suggestion for that. And then let's see. Oh, also Dustin thought we needed a teleportation system as well. So could you guys work on it? Like, all of you viewers out there,
viewers, get on it. Come on.
If you're a physicist, could you please help us with that? And let's see, we've got Michelle, ever present from Ontario, Canada. And she says that the best part of the show is the words of wisdom and probably particularly Theo's. And so we'll be looking forward to that tonight. And I wanted to say thank you to everyone. Shout outs to everyone who sent us the barrage of pictures for the show and tell. And so we're compiling those, and they will be coming up in an episode. And please keep on sending them out. Rockhoundroundtable at Gmail. And of course, you can get that information in the description as well. So, and one last thing. Nicholas wanted to know something about the Ren Fair. If you've got any more deets, Theo. I think last week you said that it was happening. And so
it is happening.
It's happening. And do you have
anything? Happening, which is so exciting. All we know right now, we don't actually have a specific date for it yet. We just know it's early September, probably first Saturday, Sunday of September. And it's usually 10 to 5 Saturday, and then 11 to 4 Sunday. And it's going to be awesome. And I'm so excited.
So get your rocks
As we get
and
closer,
your
I
dragons.
promise I will have more.
Dragons and chainmail ready.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, and anyone in the Billings area, if you want to get an excuse to see me in full armor, then yeah, come on down.
Full armor, you say? Wow, that's going to be
armor,
a spectacle.
I do say.
Say you. Huzzah.
Say me.
We digress. So how was everybody's week? Lauren?
Oh, well, this currently is my weekend, and we were talking about this a little earlier. We just bought a new house, and so we're doing a lot of renovation work. So my weekend wasn't that interesting, rock hounding related wise, other than the rocks in the house. I was working mostly and, here working on other things, painting and stuff, but hopefully in the next couple weeks, actually we'll be going on a trip to Montana for my best friend's wedding.
Cool.
Yeah. And then on the way, I have a rock hounding book for every state that we're going to go through. So there's future plans.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What part of Montana are you going to?
In Billings.
Hey, that's where I live.
Wait for it.
Right.
You need to flash up a little, time signature there. That was pretty good. Awesome. That sounds like good plans. I can't wait to see the videos from that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be good.
Nice.
All
right.
Aside from, aside from that little trip, any other future projects that you have going on?
I've been working on, making different things with jewelry and making cabs and practicing that. For a little while, the national forests here were closed because there was a lot of wildfires. And so I couldn't go anywhere because everything was closed. And then since then, my weekends have been taken up. So I don't know. I mean, the house, because there's so many cool rocks, I'm going to be doing videos walking around looking at the different rocks, because not only is there the sandstone, but the other side of the house has a combination of basalt, limestone, and there's one like giant chunk of petrified wood. So yeah, so that's like the plan of the next video series, as well as the trip is the house.
That's cool.
Do you believe that the building materials for that house then are local to your area? So the petrified wood and all oh man, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely local. It was all handmade by the family that we bought it from. So it's solid. But yeah, it's all locally sourced.
Wow.
And that's gonna be a cool backdrop for your videos too.
Yeah.
And podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Karen, what about you?
It's been a crazy week, which I know is infectious. Like, I know that several of us have been having like ridiculous weeks. And so I've been also not getting sleep with the little baby dog around. And so website updates and working on carving orders. And I've got a video hopefully coming out this weekend that I've been chewing on. It's associated with the video or the giveaway that I have going on as well. So that should be something to look forward to. If you haven't already entered, you can just watch one of the videos and comment. And yeah, it's been crazy, like just cleaning up after everything that the puppy chews and all of that. We had a chance to actually go get some R&R as well. We went out to Flores Lake and got some winging in, boarding and stuff like that. So I'm wearing the incredible sunburn that I got, taking Oregon and out into the sun. That's what you get. So how about you, Theo? What about your week?
It's been a busy week for sure because I've had a bunch of orders and stuff. But this kind of ties into my projects. I also have 3 different projects that I'm working on right now, none of which I can talk about yet. So I guess my week is going to be a short descriptor. Yeah, I was going to say this is going to be pretty short. More slabbing. I'm still making more eggs, but other than those are just 2 of the 5 projects I've been working on. The other 3 I cannot talk about yet, and they have been a massive time sink. And I'm hoping they will be coming soon. Maybe.
And I'm sure well worth it.
It's
well
yes,
worth the wait.
yes, definitely worth the wait. It's just they're intense. It's a little intense.
Cool.
One will hopefully be coming out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The other one's going to be a while.
Oh man.
And the other one I don't even know. I have no idea yet on that last one. But we did get to we got a free day, which was awesome, and it was just so happened to be 107, 108 degrees in town.
No,
And I'm
thanks.
like, dude, no, it's this hot. I need to get out because I need to. It's how I unwind is going rock hunting. So we trekked a good ways into the mountains and went way off the beaten path. There's a mountain range not too far away, but if you go way off, way away from the main road area and kind of go off this little back road that goes to nowhere, you come to a river that has sea maggots, and yeah, that's what my show and tell is this week. And it was awesome, and that mountain is amazing because it's I think at the summit is 13,000, 14,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's super
Bring
super
your
high
oxygen.
alpine. Yeah. So if it's 100 degrees in Billings, it's low 70s up there,
Oh, that's
which
fantastic.
is our perfect little escape route. Whenever it's too hot, it's all right, I need to get out, but I also don't want to melt. We're going up to the mountains.
When you said sea maggots, I thought you said sea maggots. I know that's what you were saying, but I'm thinking, wow, fossil sea maggots.
Yeah.
I never found one.
Yeah, totally.
You might need to make a stick figure of the fossil sea maggot.
Sea maggots, I can do that.
Yeah, could you?
That can be, I'll add that to the free ones.
Yeah, I would want to be a free. Yeah. Right on.
But other than that, I'm hoping I can give some more information about the secrets in the next couple weeks, hopefully. But
We'll be
as for
waiting.
right now, I cannot talk.
It's okay. We'll be here waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting right here the whole time.
You're going to be waiting a while, and I'm
Drumming
sorry
my
about
fingers. Yeah.
that.
Well, I guess it leaves me. So this week's I've been trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done because I'll be going rockhounding in Central Oregon here in a couple weeks, and I know a lot of people have been excited to see me leave the shop.
Kyle, did they let you out?
I let myself out. I know. I feel like I get. I wouldn't say anxiety, but I have a hard time going far places by myself. There's been times where Chris has been like, "Hey, you want to go rock hounding?" Or I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." So it's hard to get out by myself. I went rock hounding Sunday, and you guys, I think some of you may have seen the video.
Yeah.
And Amy pointed out that the beginning part was a little choppy, and it was because when I went to go flip the camera around, I was talking at the same time, so it cut out the audio. And by the time I got home, it was too late. There's nothing I can do about it. But it was also frustrating because I figured, okay, I'll go out and I'll go to the Old Marker Ranch. And after that, I'll go up to Gillow Bottom, get some pyrite and check out a cool cave. And I'll come back down, look for some sea maggot and the chance for some saginite. Yeah, no, it didn't happen because gates are closed because of fire dangers.
Yeah.
And so I'll probably post a shorter video on maybe tomorrow, of just the failed adventure.
Rockhound abortions.
I literally took video. I literally took a video of like me pulling up to all these gates and there's closed. I'm like, all right, backing up.
Yeah. But that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real life.
But
I put one out there. I got a flat tire stuck in the middle of the forest. So
yeah, sorry about that. But you were killing it. Like you already had all those geodes, and then you like found fossils, like because of the flat, right?
yeah, it just happened to be. I'm sure the pullout was there because the fossils were there, and so I just happened to be in the same location as the pullout, and I walked around and found like huge crinoids and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, failures are part of the deal, you know. Nothing wrong with that.
Viva flat tire! I found fossils.
I was just hoping to actually get some cooler stuff because my plan was to have a rock hounding video for every Wednesday for a couple weeks. That way, I can focus on stuff from the shop and not have to really think about it. So I'm looking forward to my trip out to Central Oregon because I know that's gonna be at least a guaranteed two videos for sure. And I'll be going to Hampton Butte and to Glass Butte. So I don't need the rocks. I don't need the rocks, but it's more for just getting out. I'll be going with Chris and I think my friend Carol is also gonna go too. And so we're all gonna go over there, camp for a couple days, and look for some cool rocks.
And Jason needed some green, right?
Oh, I'll be sending some stuff. I'll be sending Jason some green material. Like I have plenty in the backyard. Jason, if you're watching this,
I love shop in the backyard.
Pretty much. If I
don't have a shortage.
If I don't feel like going out, I can just like step out the back door. I'm like, all right, what can I look for today?
So great.
But yeah, Jason, if you're watching this, like I'm sending you some cool stuff. I'm just getting everything to put together. And because Jason said some pretty cool stuff, and I want to make sure I send some equally as cool stuff. Also train of thought here. In that last video I did that pseudomorph petrified wood, the one that's been polished up. Jason, you're gonna get that one, just so you know. Teaser. But other than future projects, I'm just working on getting customer projects done and out the door. That way I don't have to worry about them or think about them come time for me to go away for a weekend. And that is hoping that I get everything done before then, because I do have one rather large order that I want to get done. Even though they said no rush, I want to get it done.
I think that's one of my favorite things about both of the locations that you're headed to is that you don't have service. And so, get what you need to done before you go, but then you're not accountable for anything for the whole time. Like, that phone's not ringing. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because with my work, I have this next week, I will have the emergency phone line. So for those that don't know, I'm in property management, so tenants can like call that line at any given time. And luckily, the weekend that I'll be out, I won't have that responsibility. So I can literally just turn it off. But I think I got service out there at one point.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't tell me that.
I mean,
I tell everybody, like, I'm gone.
I could be wrong.
Don't even try.
I could be wrong. It's been many years since I've been out there.
All those people that listen to me about that, I still don't get reception, just so you know.
Well, if we're going that, then I don't get reception at home sometimes.
Right. Me neither.
If I don't respond a couple days, don't take it personally. It's just I just need a mental break from my phone.
Yeah, it's off.
But that concludes my week in future projects. So other than that, we can go ahead and start asking Lauren some questions. So, Karen, if you want to take away with your question.
Can I ask her a general question first?
Yes.
All right. So there's always the question like, hey, how did you get into rock hounding? And I think everybody loves to hear that story. So how about it? How did you get into it?
I mean, I've always picked up rocks, and I can say, oh, it's because I was really interested in what it would look like and the history behind it. No, I just thought they were pretty. Since I was a little kid, and I grew up on the kind of west side, outside Washington D.C. So we used to go to the D.C. and gem and mineral shows, which were like huge and in the convention center. And I would just walk around. I want that. I want that. And I had like $10. So I would come away with a bag of polished tumbled rocks, which was fine. And then it didn't really resurface that much. Like I had a tumbler when I was a kid, but it was a plastic barrel, loud one. So it wasn't a great experience. I kind of gave up on it. And then, moving from Virginia to Arizona and being in the work that I do and in a lot of like geologic areas, like this inspiration of geology and learning about it led to picking up more rocks. And then my cousin, I think I had posted something on Facebook and be like, look at the rocks I found. And my cousin was like, hey, I got a rock tumbler. It's sitting in my garage. Would you like it? And yes was the answer. And then it snowballed from there. And I am where I am now with the channel and everything.
That is so cool. Did you ever get a chance after landing in Arizona to go to Tucson, the Tucson Gem Show?
No, because I only started like seriously rockhounding last November. And I think I had heard about it, but it just wasn't something that I had really the time and the want to go to at that point. But now I definitely do. Yes.
Well, we're thinking of taking over some venue, right? I think that the plan was to try to get a bunch of the channels to have tables someplace. We might have to pop up in some park or something. Who knows? I would be so down with that. That would be so fun.
What do we call that? Do we call it the Rock-On or Rockathon?
Rockathon?
I don't remember what it was anymore.
We're going to have to go and watch our own podcast over again. What did we say? Yeah.
Who would win a match between Wild Kyle and Mild Kyle in an arm wrestling competition? Find out Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Wait, Wednesdays, not Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Lauren nailed it, though. She saved you. Right on. Well, that's interesting that you got started, relatively, early, but then a kind of late revisiting. And I think that one of your recent videos where you went and rented a saw, the tile saw, I thought that was genius. Those of you who don't have the tools, go rent it, rent it for a day and bang out a bunch of cool things.
That's a big brain move right there. One, you don't have to store it.
Yep.
Two, look at all the shelf space that you're saving.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was very effective and very useful. I got the mini one, so I couldn't do the big rocks, but it did what I wanted it to do, and very messy, but effective.
Yeah, so you'd be cabbing for some time to come, it looked like.
Yeah, I have a whole organizing box full of preforms now, and lots of cut geodes and all sorts of things.
Nice.
And
how do you polish typically?
I have a flatlet machine, one of the high tech. I think it's an 8-inch one, but the next video that I'll put out, which I was trying to put out today, but the internet decided not to work, is actually making the calves and setting them into jewelry, and it shows kind of the process. So
nice. Are you bezel setting or wire wrapping or what kind?
A little of both.
Nice.
So The bezel setting is the easiest. Wire wrapping I've never done before. Well, I've never done any of it before, but I did a few that I was kind of like, I don't know if I really like that, so I'll just do the other one and keep going there.
Cal learns something new every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
It can be a bad thing though, because it's easy to get sidetracked.
Oh, I have creative ADD like you don't even know. I mean, the amount of different craft things that I have learned and put aside and not touched for many years. So it's a bit of a problem.
Well, especially, go ahead, Kyle.
I was going to say, at least you have that as a backup, just in case.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny what you come across when you're moving, right?
Yep, I will. I have a whole craft room to pack up. Yep. But I have an exterior building that I can use for my shop now. So
Nice.
Score.
I'm jealous.
Total score. Nice.
Karen, any other questions?
Oh, I've got a whole like box of them. Okay, so I'll go ahead and indulge one more though. I love to ask the guests, what's the strangest thing that you've found rockhounding? So, what do you say?
The front part of a 1980s jet ski.
That's so random.
In the middle
so
of the
random.
desert. Yep. In the middle of the desert. And it was just the plastic like front piece, but it was at like an old ranch. So, you know, there were buildings and there were people that had been living there, but it was in the side of a cliff. And I'm just walking along, you know, looking at the rocks, and I see, what's that orange thing over there? Ski-Doo. Hey.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yep. Just like,
What kind of cowboy game were they playing that they like lodged a Ski-Doo
Right.
into the cliff in the desert?
no.
I was just about to say, I want to know the story behind that one.
Yeah. I just hope that cows were not involved.
Yeah.
One thing I think of is maybe a super large swimming pool, a large tarp that's been watered down, and a jet ski.
Yeah.
Slip and slide.
With a jet ski.
Right.
I mean, it
And cows.
was kind of, you know, near a wash. So maybe there was a flash flood one time and they were like, let's take the Ski-Doo out and let's see what happens.
You know,
It became an erratic.
that could be a thing, because a couple of years ago when Corvallis flooded, like Highway 34 just had water all over it. Like you couldn't get over the bridge to really go anywhere. Well, one guy thought it'd be fun to take his boat and go ahead and go for a joyride with the flood, and he just like literally where the highway would be to leave Corvallis, just there's a boat that's going all over the place. Might as well
Didn't
take
get
advantage.
stuck.
No.
Oh, wow. Impressive.
But yeah, it's interesting. Make Ski-Doo with what you got, right?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'll be here for the next half hour. Theo, what question do you got?
My question is, if you could only hunt for, I guess I worded that wrong. One sec. What am I trying to say? It's okay. This is a perfect little glimpse into what my week has been like. My brain is like just sparking at this point. What is your favorite thing to hunt for in your area? Like if you had to pick one that you were going to go hunt for tomorrow, what would it be?
Fire agate.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
You're after my heart, because that's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. I love fire agate.
I have to travel a bit to get there, but when I'm in the areas, I make sure I go, because the times that I have found things with actual fire in it are amazing. But then also just the agates that you pick up that don't have the fire in it are cool too. And it always it's adjacent to lava rocks, which I also like. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's a bucket list hunt for me.
Well, who's closer, me or you, Theo?
I might be closer. I don't know. Montana's not that far. You know,
It's
True. Yeah.
it's
16 hours.
yeah, something like that.
No big deal.
I think that we're 14.
That's perfect distance for a day trip.
Oh, and it wouldn't be 14. Actually, it would be even shorter because 14 is to Tucson. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you guys
Field trip.
tell me how it is. I don't think I can do that right now.
There's multiple places that you could go to. Oatman and Saddle Mountain down near Phoenix, and then on the east side of the state near now I can't remember the town, but it's on the very east side of the state. It's a BLM site. There's fire exits there too. Yeah.
I like all.
I gotta make it happen. We gotta do this. For like years now I've been saying, all right, we're gonna make our Arizona trip or our New Mexico trip, and we're gonna find fire agates. Then it just never happens. It's too far. I say, and then I go to Florida.
Life happens.
Go to Florida where it's humid hot and so dry hot.
Hey, I like the humid. Florida humid is awesome, actually.
Yeah, and there's fish.
Which is funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lots of fish. Which is funny because I hate Montana humid, but Florida humid just feels different. It's weird. It's hard to explain. It's like you're at such a lower elevation and there's so much greenery that it just feels like there's more. You could breathe better in Florida, you know? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah.
It's not like suffocating humidity. It just makes everything moist. Like there's a layer of condensation on everything all the time.
I'll leave that to you. I grew up in humidity. No, thank you. I'm in Arizona now, and I am not going back.
I just don't like the hot in general. Doesn't matter. You guys will see him in my next video that I'll be posting of my failed adventure. I'm just drenched in sweat, and it didn't help that my truck AC does not work.
Oh
No.
And that's also partially why I don't bring like Amy or River with me when I go out rock hounding, because I don't want to put them through that kind of heat in my truck. It's bad enough I have to do it.
Yeah. And it is a wet heat out here too. We're so humid, you know. Usually not quite as hot as Florida, but it's that condensation that you can see in the air pretty much.
I don't know. I've been talking to Wild Kyle, and it's like I think it's been hotter this summer in Montana than it has been in Florida. It's like we keep going over 100 degrees.
Might be like that for a while now.
Yeah. I mean, after a winter, we kind of knew that we were going to get a pretty brutal summer because, I mean, we didn't get a snow that stuck until February. So it's like, okay, well, that's a good glimpse into what summer is going to look like.
Time to go buy your AC now.
I just saw a giant spider go across the floor. Just make sure it's not crawling up on me.
That's something I don't miss about Arizona so much.
I'm okay.
Theo, any other questions you'd like to ask?
I have several, but I'll let you go. I'm sure I could come up with endless questions at this point.
We'll have a free-for-all at the end.
Yeah. Lightning round.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be is, we all know that there has to be, famous people out there that like rocks and minerals and probably watch people on YouTube. Who do you think famous wise is probably watching your content, but is kind of behind the scenes and like not making themselves known?
I was thinking about this. I don't know. I only have like just under 700 subscribers, so I don't know. I don't think anyone really famous is watching, except me. I mean, Jared from Currently Rockhounding. It has a bigger channel. I don't know. I guess that's considered famous. He's the one that kind of got me into the community, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. But I think like who I might want to be watching. So I don't know if you all maybe are familiar with some science communicators who also do podcasts. But Kara Santa Maria and Allie Ward. If either of those two people watched my channel, I would freak out.
Nice.
Yeah. Be like, wait, what? Okay.
So if you're right there or out there right now listening, let her know. Throw her a phone and leave a comment.
Even send a low-key email. Be like, hey, we're watching.
Hey.
Yeah. boxesforbrains@gmail.com.
Nice.
I know Theo would really like to have Bobby Duke. That's
Yep.
Are we obligated to mention his name each podcast?
At this point, yeah.
Like,
I'm just gonna keep doing it regardless.
One of these times he's gonna be watching.
Someone's gonna put him, send out the little bird is gonna tell him that there's this podcast that mentions him literally every week, and he'll be
obsessively. Yeah.
Obsessively, yes.
I think at that point. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, am I gonna break your heart saying that I don't know who that is?
Nah, it's fine. He's probably the most just amazing carver on YouTube. It's ridiculous the stuff that he makes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
He's done some amazing art pieces.
He's an actual wizard, and it's crazy. I do a lot of carving too. And the stuff that he makes is on another, it's not even human, I don't think, because I don't know. Okay, so drawing hands, for example, is hard for a lot of people. Hands are difficult.
Mm-hmm.
He carves them out of wood and stone effortlessly. I mean, dude, come on the podcast, please. I'm gonna keep shouting this out to the ether until you come here.
We have a plea now, not just a mention.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it'll just keep ramping up until it's literal begging.
This will be fun to watch. The ascension of your desperation.
My descent into madness.
Yeah.
I feel like if we ever did get him on, we'd have to have a bet and see who can keep their composure the longest.
Dude, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It'd be gone before we even started.
Flat, yeah.
I'd be fangirling so hard.
It's just this big grin,
Yeah. I don't know that I'd be able to form words, honestly.
You'd just be sitting here
literally, yeah. Just
Probably have Theo's questions all written out beforehand. And
yeah, I'll do what I did with the stick figures and just
through the giggles.
Yeah, that one's weird. That's a weird guy.
Oh my gosh. So, Lauren, how did you come up with the name Rocks for Brains?
I like dad jokes and puns. And I don't know, I just thought about, okay, so it's got to be something, because my channel is very education, what's the word? Not inspired, but the goal is education. Driven, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I sometimes I can English well. And so I was like, okay, I want to have it something with brains in it. And I was like, oh, it's a play on words, Rocks for Brains. And I was actually kind of shocked that it wasn't already taken. And I was like, okay, mine.
Dibs.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool to think about it, because you can come up with a name and it can already be taken on YouTube. So you got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very lucky for sure.
Theo had that problem. That's why he has a different one each week.
Yeah. There's just so many Theo Kellisons on YouTube.
Oh, I was gonna say the Pokemon pancake art one. Technically, that channel name is not taken.
Yeah, no, I never said it was a channel. It's like an entire genre of videos on YouTube, which I was unaware of.
Pokemon pancake art. Like they're making pancakes in the shape of Pokemon.
Yeah, I actually said it as a
Interesting.
joke one episode, and
Yeah.
it's really cool actually. They have like a griddle and then colored batter,
Mhm.
and they literally like do drawings, and it's amazing.
Oh, speaking of
That is awesome.
Speaking of Pokemon, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, how cool would it be if my 2022 Maker's Challenge would be a rock Pokemon made out of rock.
Dude, carve a Geodude out of Thunder Egg.
Oh.
You have a task now. Don't let me
He
down.
just threw the gauntlet, man. Like Pokemon, no.
Now, should I do like all 3 evolutions?
Dude, yeah. I mean, don't stop. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Reach for the stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Go big, man.
That'd be something. I was even thinking Onyx, just like get just a block of granite and just start grinding down and polishing the down to look like Onyx.
That'd be so cool. I'll totally out myself here. I'm a huge Pokemon nerd, so I mean, you're bound to make me happy if you do that.
That'd be awesome. I should probably just kind of stop myself there because like that can get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, it really could.
Because I wouldn't want to do like a 2D thing like or 2D/3D with like the gnome. I'd probably want to do like an actual like 3-dimensional piece.
Oh, it'd be so cool though.
Colin and Bobby Duke's help.
Yeah.
You guys could do a collab, you know.
Actually, think if I did a Graveler out of a Lucky Strike Thunder Egg, it has the right texture for a Graveler.
That'd be so cool, dude. You gotta do it now. Like, I'm holding you to this. This has to happen.
I guess
I'll be so sad if you don't do this.
It has been said.
If I get started on now, I can have it done before the challenge even gets announced.
Right? Yeah. You can have it done by March, no problem.
Yeah, no big deal. But any other questions before we move on to show and tell? Anyone? Oh. No? Oh, okay. So, Lauren, what show and tell do you have for us today?
Well, so we were talking about the new house that I'm in, and the previous owners were also Rockhounds. So I walked around just the perimeter of the house just to see what was out there real quick. A nice variety of things. Some relatively colorful Arizona petrified wood.
Nice.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then looks like, I know it's obsidian. I don't know if it's local. Usually the government mountain obsidian that's here is very opaque. So it kind of looks like it probably is. It's very similar to what I've picked up myself. And also things like, I recognize these things. As I was walking, I was like, oh, I found those too. Like little orange chert nodules that are in the limestone out here. I don't know what this is, but it was cool color. It's really orange.
Oh yeah.
And this thing, which, I mean, it's not technically a thunder egg, it's just a big rock, but the inside is cool.
Oh,
that's cool.
That is so cool.
What material is that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Honestly, based on kind of the way it looks like outside, I think it's a nodule from the limestone layers, because it looks very similar to that kind of stuff. It's just a really, really big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. The are those concentric circles that we're seeing as well on the inside?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Yeah, so it's got, like banding almost on the outside. And that would make sense because a lot of the times how these form, you have a void in the rock that probably had a shell or something in there. And then it gets filled in with dissolved minerals and silica. And then this forms.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's like a replacement for a concretion type thing? Cool.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, same thing. Same with these little guys. A lot of them, you can see kind of the separation in the center, like it used to be a brachiopod or something.
It's
That's
brains.
That's so cool.
It does look like brains, yeah.
Rocks for brains. There it is.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. He's on fire tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
That leaves you, Karen, for your show and tell. What do you got?
Alrighty. So we had blasted out to the east of the state to get the puppy, and my brother and his girlfriend, Eric and Aria, were with us, and then they kept on going. We have a homestead in Thane, Wyoming, and then they dropped south and they went to Kemmer. And they went to, and they did not take me because I had to stay home with a puppy. And so my bucket list has been to go to the fossil beds
Nice.
there in the Green River. And so this guy, actually, I have a little short. It started with no tail, and I found the tail in the other piece, the positive as opposed to the negative. And so they brought me some to play with. My mom went with them, and she found this one. And so she's like, oh, we'll send it back to Karen since she couldn't go. And so I have plans still ongoing. I know we've been talking on this podcast about going to this site pretty much all since we started the podcast.
I want to go so bad.
It needs to happen, you guys. And so I've got this one that I'm working on. And so this is one of the fossil fish, but you can see there's another fossil fish here. And of course I'm sending pictures to Kyle so he can help it. It's covered. You can see how you cover the positive by removing the material. Right now, I'm just doing it with a hand stylus and almost wearing my jeweler's loop like a monocle. So I'm doing it pretty low tech, but I'm working on getting a pneumatic, an air scribe. So Theo, so that
I love my air scribe so much.
You do.
It's
and so
amazing.
we need to be playing with these. Like the night that my brother and his girlfriend returned, because they had the good sense to come back this way and drop off fossils on sister. They showed me the one that my mom gave me, and like the first thing I did was crack it open and start like working on it. I was like, this one has a tail.
Those
So-
Kemmer prints actually are probably better with little sandblaster. That's you can make those so easily. Like it's so easy to make a sandblaster. I'm not even joking. Like a little tiny sandblaster.
We'll talk.
We will. I will tell you exactly
Wow.
how. You can do it for super cheap.
I'll be up all night.
Huh.
Yeah, no, it's super
Because
easy.
I've got those to work on still, you guys. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Scribes can be a little aggressive when you're working on layers that thin.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, sandblasting would totally be the way to go with that. And you can use different medias. So like, I mean, if you're working on something really stubborn, you could literally put quartz sand inside of it, or you can use baking soda, which is super
Yeah.
soft and very, 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 like not aggressive at all. But they're
That
really
one-
easy to make.
That one's really deep. And then that one that I just showed you, I'll be able to hand scribe, because I've got a tool that's perfect for just like flecking away the little pieces.
Oh,
And
perfect.
oh man, it's like so therapeutic. I mean, I don't know
Yes.
if you guys
Yeah.
have like prepped fossil before, but like I
Mhm.
know you have, Theo, but have you
Oh, yeah.
Lauren, have you worked with fossils?
I have, yeah. So the location I used to work at was very fossiliferous, and I actually like spend a lot of time in the lab with a microscope, like picking away different things. Like, oh, there's a bone there, and there's a tooth there, and then there's like the little bones that are 200 million years old. And you're like, no, don't break it. So, yeah.
Gosh, that's living the dream. I've spoken before about how my dad and I sat on one side of the window at the lab in the John Day fossil
Oh,
beds,
yeah.
and we
Mhm.
sat there like they were making pizza.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen us in your window?
That's how it is at Museum of the Rockies. They've got a big viewing area where there's always someone prepping something. And yeah, it's easy to just stare through that window for hours on end.
It must be creepy from your end, though. Like,
Yeah,
you're, like,
actually, no, it's
trying-
funny because they have a little button, and if you push the button, it literally buzzes you in, so that you guys can like talk back and forth through the window and like ask the paleontologist questions and stuff. So it's actually pretty cool.
Just be like, bing, can I get you guys a drink or something? Uber Eats.
They're probably really zoned into it too. Like,
Yeah.
they're,
Oh yeah.
they're working on something really small or really intricate.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, you're like, oh, you're looking at me like I'm in a zoo.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
no pressure.
Yeah.
What was the coolest thing that you found when you were doing the fossil prep?
Oh, trying to think back now. So one of the times actually that I was in the field helping the paleontologists, we were in an area called the poop layer because there was lots of coprolites and different things. I think it was a marshy kind of pond area where animals were hanging out and it was really gross. But I found a coprolite with a fish scale on it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't too, keen on it because they were like, oh, yeah, it's another coprolite. We want the bones. But I was like, oh, it's got a fish scale. That's cool. Whatever this is, ate a fish.
This is some really good bleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't do it, Kyle.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No timestamp. Cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Yeah, I need to get myself a prep tool because you guys are making me all wanting one really bad.
Scribes are awesome. They're the
We
best.
all need one. Yeah. You can't be left out of this. Yeah.
Well, I have those big
It's-
concretions that I broke open, and a couple of them actually have like a lot of different stuff going on the inside of it, and it's be really cool to actually use like a some kind of scribe to actually reveal some of the stuff that's in there, so it can just stay in there and just kind of look cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
scribes are game changing.
Yeah.
I used to do it all with the Dremel, and oh my gosh, scribe's so much better. It's so much better.
And that matrix that we have, if you're referring to the ones that you got from out here, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Literally concrete.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
you
how the ones in
definitely.
Montana are too.
Yeah. And I've been preparing, not part of my show and tell, but I've been preparing this little guy. It's probably a fish skull. And we're on, I guess it is now part of my show and tell.
It has just been upgraded.
Sorry, Kyle. But I've been using just vinegar, and it takes just little bits of the material, the matrix material away. Yeah, you got something to say about that, Theo? Nope, he's dialing his phone.
Sorry, Alexis is standing here trying to ask me something.
I thought that was like, oh, I've got something. Yeah, and so
I'll just start doing that whenever I have a point to say.
it's enough to take just enough of the rock away, and then it's amazing. You're trying to play this game between not taking the bone away and getting rid of the matrix material. And with a fish bone like that, I mean, it's like filigree. The bone is so lacy that using any kind of scribe tool is probably just gonna just bang it apart. And so it's a tightrope, as I'm sure you've experienced, Lauren.
Well, I mean, I had it kind of easy because the Chinling Formation is basically mudstones. So you just
yeah.
put a little bit of water on it and it falls away.
Not
Nice.
fair.
No. I mean, there was some that was harder, but for the most part, because I only did it for a little bit to help when I was working on my master's, but we were using dental tools.
Yeah.
Just like little dental tools. And but you do have that. It's like how the line of like how far do you go where you're taking off the matrix rock or you're into the bone. and you've now ruined it.
It's pleasurable, like that meditation thing, and then at the same time it's a little bit anxiety like creating at the same time. Yeah.
Inner monologue. Don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. Oh, this is relaxing. Don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, I have glue, right? I have glue.
Go to get the glue and find out that it's been sealed shut.
Oh.
Oh, that's always the worst feeling, especially late at night when no stores are open. Theo, what do you got for show and tell?
Just the one today. This is by far our best find from the mountains. And I mean that because they do not get this big up there. Like they're normally like about that big. Well, when I hold it way up close, it's impossible to tell, but it's like, I was no better. I just did the same thing, but the other hand.
Side, yeah.
They're a little bigger than a bottle cap on average. A big one would be about like 2 times the size of a bottle cap. So they're not really huge. Some of them get like 3 or 4 inches, which isn't bad. Like they're cuttable. They're cuttable and cabbable. So I wasn't expecting this one.
Oh, wow.
What? Wow.
And it has just this beautiful quartz pocket throughout the whole thing. I don't know if it's showing at all. Just insane banding all the way around the rim. I think I'm going to shave just a little bit off. Like just a little bit. We might get a slab out of it, but then just polish the faces on it because it's so cool. But it also shows really strong promise of. It has a lot of features that are very indicative of iris agate. So
then it's gone.
That's like, it's kind of the internal.
You're gonna slice it like bologna, and it's over.
That's the struggle right now. It's like, do we keep it as a specimen? Because I know if I cut it and there's iris, the whole it's turning into slabs.
Well, or there's one, there is more. So
yeah, actually, I don't know. normally when we're out there like hunting on the Yellowstone, you could search so lazily and be at your content in like 2 or 3 hours. We were out there in the mountains hunting for like 6 or 7 hours, and we found like they're very like there's not a lot of them up there.
Wow.
Or maybe I'm just spoiled because the Yellowstone has so much stuff. One of the two. Maybe that's just what normal rock hunting looks like, and I'm not used to it.
Yeah, who knows? But I'm sure more will show up.
I'm hoping. I am hoping.
Out of that particular rock.
Yes. Yes.
Puppy Patrol right here. He's all passed out. Thank you.
But I don't remember if I don't remember what I did for last week's show and tell. I don't remember if it was the opal or if I did show the mystery petrified wood that I did.
I think that
it was the opal.
Okay.
Because there was opal for sure.
Well, in that case,
yeah, you might. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, in that case, I might have a couple pieces then. So I have this piece of petrified wood found in the pile. Thought nothing of it because I was seeing a lot of it and figured, okay, this has to come from somewhere relatively local. And I finally dug into it, and I'm like, okay, I need to know what this stuff is because it's beautiful stuff. But I'm gonna show the camera here. So that's the rough side, and everyone's like, oh, that's just a piece of jasper. I'm like, no, it's petrified wood.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry, it's a little too shiny.
You're too good at polishing.
Right, I was gonna say that's the best problem to have.
Don't you, Kyle, and your mirrors?
But yeah, I cut it in half, polished both sides, and I just wish I knew where it came from so I can kind of get an idea of like the typical wood that's found in that area. But I'm still looking into the leads that I got from my video asking for all my viewers' helps. And so I'm looking into that. And of course, I went digging this last Sunday over there, Old Marker Ranch. And, I showed all my finds, but I just love finding these petrified wood limbs that are the
That's so cool.
pseudomorph. So it's quartz after halite, and this stuff is very hit or miss if it's going to take a polish or not. Just because it some pieces can be so dense and compact with that replacement that it just isn't cool. Whereas you get pieces like this, where you can still see the growth rings, but then you can also see the pseudomorph crystals that are in there. So there's that. And then I think one of my other favorite pieces, it's not necessarily the biggest piece, but it's a little small piece, but just the little piece of petrified wood that has druzy quartz all over it.
Love it.
Cool.
That's so cool.
But that's my show and tell. Nothing too big or exciting, just some small stuff.
Was there a lot of material out there?
Yeah, there's still some stuff over on top of the ground.
You left some then.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
There's still a little.
Yeah.
It's hard going out there because like it's easy to fill up a bucket, like because people will dig stuff up and just like chuck it on the surface, because there are some people that only go there looking for limb casts or rounds. They don't care about everything else they dig up. So I just kind of was trying to be relatively picky what I was taking, because you guys see my rock pile. It's large. I don't necessarily need more rocks. It's just nice to go out there, and so I'm one of the people that are trying to find like limb casts and like more round items, or even like a lot of this pseudomorph petrified wood, just because no one else seems to like it. They find it, they're like, and they chuck it aside, and I come in later. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah, more for me. Awesome.
It's been, I think, a couple of years since I've been out there, so there is one trench that looks relatively new, and so it's all fresh dirt, and that's how I found the couple of first rounds. They're just kind of sitting there on the surface. I do want to go back at least a couple more times before winter. I'll make some videos still if going back out there. My initial plan was to go out there and dig for about a couple hours. But then a couple hours turned into several hours, because I was trying to, what I was trying to do, I was trying to go out there, dig for a little bit, then go up to the mountain, get some fool's gold, and then come back down. But I think next time I'll just focus my day at the old marker ranch and spend more time looking for the elusive, massive, agate limb casts that I need to put on my shelf.
That is the bigger portion of the one that got away, right?
Hopefully,
Yeah. So are they preparing the ground then? Like that, you said that there's a new hole, a new trench that they've been digging on. Like, are they doing that for the folks that are coming?
I think they open a trench every once in a while, just kind of keep it from being overworked. So they might have that trench open, let a lot of people dig for a while, and then open another one later on down the road. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are still thinking that ranch had been closed down because of the sale. Nope, it's still open. Just gotta call in advance, make sure that you can go out there. Yeah, so people are watching that are in Oregon. The Old Market Ranch is the old name. People
Hollywood?
knew it. Yeah, people knew it as the Hollywood Ranch, and so it was renamed to the Old Market Ranch. So it's still open. You just gotta call in advance.
Up in Sweet Home.
Yep. Don't just show up and unannounced. Call in advance.
That was a good video. Yeah, like don't bother the renters, and here's the layout. That was a nice video.
Yeah, at one point I was like, knock knock, who is there? Interrupting cow, because there was a cow in the background that kept mooing. I left that part out.
That is what you leave in, especially if it's doing a slip and slide with a, sea-doo or whatever.
But yeah, that was my show and tell. Let's go ahead and go into words of wisdom. So, Lauren, do you have any words of wisdom for our awesome viewers?
Oh, I didn't prepare words of wisdom.
It's okay.
Let's
Half
see.
the time I don't.
Same.
Well, so I mean, this is timely for my area, and it may be for your guys' area different times of the year. I don't know, but we've been having a lot of thunderstorms lately, and flash flooding and lightning. So mini safety PSA. There is no safe place outside in a thunderstorm. There is only safer places. So if you're going out rock hounding, make sure you're checking the weather. You're not anywhere near a wash that could flood. And if you hear thunder, you're technically close enough to be struck by lightning. So get back in your car.
That is very safe advice.
Oh man, that's awesome advice. Because those things, sometimes they really sneak up on you. Like you don't think that a thunderstorm could, and then all of a sudden, you're not under cloud cover, but you can hear the thunder. And you're going like, wow. Or, I told a story many podcasts ago. I believe I was in Cedar City, and we had like a flash flood come down a kaye, and we weren't in the thunderstorm, but the kaye certainly had all of the water and debris from one that was just up the river from us. So awesome suggestion there, Lauren.
Yeah, I mean, that is something you have to think about too, is like, what direction do the waterways go? Because it's like, oh, well, I have a thunderstorm. I'm not in a thunderstorm, but there's one to the east of me. Well, if your waterways flow east to west, you might get a flash flood where you are, even if you're not in a storm at that location.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's good advice. Like, get in your car and get out of there.
Karen, what's your words of wisdom?
And so my words of wisdom have something to do with the fact that we definitely want to, and actually Lauren is somewhat of an inspiration for this. We got to keep open minds, and she's always talking about learning something new every day. If your mind is closed, if you know already, you're not going to be able to learn, and it's hard because as we're learning something new every day, like it's gratifying to become quote unquote smarter, but at the same time that might limit your availability to learn something new or different. Calcification is such a great thing in our world, but not for your brain. So like, don't get those thoughts that you believe are possibly, just the end all definition of something stuck in your brain. You want to keep that brain on the open side. So
how long has that been there?
I didn't notice that.
No, but seriously, how long has that been there? Has it been there the whole time?
No. But I'll tell you a very, very brief story. Closures, when you I closed my gallery that I had, it was my baby, like my puppy for 10 years. That's a death, but sometimes deaths are really good. Like that's like the death of an idea, because it can be overwritten with something new and a new discovery, and learning, it has to be that way. Like you think crawling is the stuff until you learn to walk, and then walking's good until you learn to run. So stay open. And so I put my open sign back up because I didn't want my puppy to chew on it. But I took it down from my business, and it was like a death. Like, oh my gosh, I'll never be open again for like the ozone. But it's back up on the wall, and it's on. So like, stay open.
I feel at least slightly less crazy now, because I was like, how long have we been doing this podcast? And I've never once noticed that back there before.
Well,
it's a flipping neon sign. How did I miss that, man?
No, it's like, it is literally a sign, right?
If anything, gives it like a really more of a podcast feeling, because if you look at a lot of podcasts, a lot of times they have like neon signs in the background somewhere. So like,
it's my Joe Rogan sign, yeah. Although I'm just open, that's all.
I should get one that just says podcast.
Yeah.
Like custom made. Probably be really expensive, but it'd be worth the joke.
Nice. Theo, what do you got for
So kind of piggybacking off of what Karen said about getting smarter every day, I'm gonna once again tell you all to go subscribe to Smarter Every Day. No, no, I've already done that once. We won't do that again. No, actually, I am gonna piggyback off what you said though, and that's just that hunger for knowledge. Like no matter how much you know about a given subject, chances are you will never know everything about that given subject. So never like do that thing where you're like, yeah, I know a lot about this. I don't, I know everything, or not even that, or it's like more of a, I know enough to not be interested in learning more. It's like, oh no, there's always something new to learn. You are never truly an expert on any given subject because there's always more information to learn about everything. So tying in with what you said, yes, just never lose that hunger.
I think that's a rookieism too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stay a rookie. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice. I guess mine would be kind of going off my failed adventures rock hounding this last weekend is obey any signs and road closures that you might come across. Don't ruin it for everyone else. Don't put yourself in danger. Don't put other people's lives in danger, because if you have to go past those signs and you run into trouble, the people that come looking for you are putting their lives in danger to come rescue your mistake. So just pay attention to the signs and lead by example. The rocks will still be there. The adventure will still be there. Just wait for better weather. That's all I got for that.
Awesome. Yes. Need to read signs, guys.
Yeah. So sorry. In my video that I'll post later on, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, gate closed." I keep driving just to make sure, because sometimes signs do stay up, even though that they're not necessarily true.
With this one caveat.
Always
But then
listen to
once you
signs.
get to the closed gate, then stop.
Yeah. Once you make sure that there is no gate there, then turn around. And
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, like I didn't record it, but there's like a sign on the road that says like road closed 20 miles ahead due to fire danger. I'm like, okay, like I'll keep going just in case. It's a nice drive, and it was a nice drive. It was a nice day to be out. It was slightly cooler on the mountain, but not by much. But the road was definitely closed, and it was actually before one of the turnoffs I wanted to go to get some pyrite crystals, and which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. They'll still be there when the weather gets cooler, and the cave will still be there. And there's a big old quartz dike that I'm going to go check out again, and hopefully do it in cooler weather, because it's going to require a little bit of maneuvering up a very steep side of a mountain. And I'm not quite built for that just yet.
Sounds like a good video, though. Like it'll be gratifying.
Oh, I might be out of breath, but I think I'll be worth it. But other than that, Karen, do you want to go ahead and take us out?
Sure. First of all, Lauren, thank you so much for being on the podcast tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
You're amazing.
Thanks for having me. This was great. It was lots of fun.
We're going to need to have you back, because I know you've got a ton of more stories that you could tell us. And we want to see around the house too. You've got like fossil cats and stuff like that.
The next time will literally just be house tour.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I can tell you right across, like on the other side of the camera here, is just tools everywhere and buckets of things and saws and paint. And so it's a bit of a mess right now, but when we get it done, it's going to be awesome.
Nice. Well, congratulations on the house. And
Thank you.
we'll be looking forward to seeing more of it next time. And thank you, everybody out there, for making it all the way to the end. Make sure to drop in the comments where you're from, and send us your show and tell. We're getting ready for like a chock-a-block full show. Those of you who have sent in your show and tells already, amazing. Like we had such a good time looking through those. And so we're really super excited. And I'm sure some of you out there probably have stuff that can even outdo the ones that we already have. So I'm throwing down the challenge. So check check in the description on how to get them to us, the rockhoundroundtable@gmail.com. And meanwhile, keep finding and what, Lauren, what do they do?
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Rock on, everyone.
Bye, guys.